Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Welcome to the Imagine More Success Radio Show. The Imagine More Success Radio Show is a hot new, all about you show with successful entrepreneurs and business owners sharing their stories and their powerful takeaways while providing you with tips, tools, tactics, and a free weekly gift to help you thrive. Your hosts for the Imagine More Success podcast are the best-selling author Cindy Hendricks, a certified business consultant, and Thomas Hides, a certified world-class public speaking coach. Check out the Imagine More Success Radio Show at imaginemoresuccess.net. because now's the time for you to realize your dreams and to imagine more success. You know, a lot of people start off as entrepreneurs wanting to create a business. And today we're going to hear from one of our guests who's going to be telling us about how you can create a business, but better yet, you can create an empire, not just a business. Cindy, you've had some experience with helping people build their empires. How important is that differentiation?
Well, it's the difference of having one stream of income and having multiple streams of income, which anybody who's in business today could certainly use those other streams. And Elena has so many different ways to help people make money. That's what it's about, because if you're not making money, you're not going to have a business for long.
Very true. And that's something we talked about. We talk about quite a bit because it's the same thing that you hear from so many successful people, how important it is to have multiple streams of income, because then you don't have to rely upon any one stream. No matter what happens, you'll always have multiple ways of making money, which basically keeps you thriving and moving forward and always having capital to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Exactly. And that's why you and I created findhiddenmoney.com, so that we can offer 26 free business and life tips to people. All you have to do is go and sign up on the first page of the website, and you too can have an enormous amount of free information that's very helpful in life and in business.
Absolutely. Today's guest is Elena Rahrig. She's actually the founding CEO of Transform International. She's a longtime entrepreneur with a ton of experience. She has experience in most, if not all, of the areas of entrepreneurship that you can possibly have. She operates a mastermind group, a publishing company, and a graphic design company. She's been working, helping people to design, create, and write their books, which is pretty incredible, really tremendous work. And today she's going to actually bring us through the entire process of not only how to turn your business into an empire, but why it's important. So I want to go ahead and welcome you to the show. Elena, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
Hey, Elena, so glad to get you on board today with us.
Cindy, thank you so very much. I absolutely love chatting with you all the time.
I know. And for those of you who don't know, Elena has published a couple of my books for me and did a fantastic job. And she's got some really wonderful information to share with those of you who are authors, writers, or even publishers that I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's something we're going to get to a little bit later for sure. So be sure to stick around. Elena, in your work as an entrepreneur, explain to us the difference between owning a business and building an empire.
Well, first off, if there's a lot of differences, but I really want to focus on one for right now. And if you think of an empire, you think of these logos that you can see, and they don't even have to have their business name attached to it. You just know who it is. So for an example, if I showed you a Nike check mark, you know that that's Nike, or the Apple logo, or Adidas, or Target, Twitter. All of these logos you just know because these are empires. Empires are known all over. The money is phenomenal that they earn. But the one thing that people don't stop to think about is the person who owns these empires, or the group of people who owns these empires. They aren't working. They are sitting on a beach. They're living in their mansions. They're stopping by to make sure the company's doing okay. So a business, really with a business, you just bought yourself a job, right? With an empire, you have financial freedom and time freedom.
I can totally see that. So what other reasons do you think it's important for someone to have that mindset shift?
Well, one, because think about the confidence you would build in yourself and the belief system. You have to have that belief system that can happen for you. I think a lot of people go into, well, I want to be an entrepreneur, and they left a 9-to-5 to be an entrepreneur. So even though they left the 9-to-5, their mind is still trapped in 9-to-5 thinking. So all they're really doing by becoming an entrepreneur is creating their own business that's a 9-to-5. So the only thing that's different is that they got rid of the boss. Another big problem area I see for entrepreneurs is they don't think about retirement and putting money back, and they're living client to client. So before, during a 9-to-5 job, they lived paycheck to paycheck. Well, they're pretty much doing the same thing, but it's client to client. So, oh my gosh, I got this client, I made $5,000. Well, we all know, especially us women, we can spend $5,000 in an hour, right? Especially
Might be
on
one
Amazon, right? So as soon as that
or a down payment on the purse.
yeah, right. So as soon as that $5,000 is gone, it's like, oh my gosh, I need another client. Can somebody connect me? I need to go to a network meeting. I need to do this, and there's dry months. We all know there's dry months. December is a horrible time for entrepreneurs, most of them, because people are spending their money on electronics and things for Christmas or vacations or whatever they're doing. And we know that there's great months. Tax time is the best month for entrepreneurs because everyone gets their tax money back and they're hiring. They're hiring you for your services. So once you have that empire, you no longer have those dry months and those highs and those lows, and you're not on that roller coaster, and you're not living the 9-to-5.
And that's funny. You do hear about that so often. People leave their job in order to become an entrepreneur and have their own business, and they find themselves moving from a 9-to-5 instead to an 8-to-10, or they're working 8 in the morning, they're working all day, all night. So yeah, I could totally see where that shift in mindset is going to give you the ability to really go to the next level and have a life that you really love. Do you spend a lot of time in? In lifestyle? Oh, sorry, Cindy, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Elena, that what you just said about building the empire and getting rid of the boss. I just wrote an article about that, saying that you create your own destiny when you're an entrepreneur, and you're not held to the constraints of a boss or the policies of the company, because it's really hard to achieve your big goals if you've got somebody tying your hands.
Oh, absolutely. I actually had a very large company that you all would know the name of in a second. You would know who they are by their logo. They hired me to help save them. The empire is actually going under because of the way of technology and all of that. But they hired me for a substantial amount in time and money to help save them actually from not going under. And I went in and said, this is how we're going to do it. And they were like, oh, well, we don't know if we have to cut some red tape on that one. And I said, well, you either do this or I'm not accepting this position because you're going to go under if you don't make these changes. And so they could not get past that red tape, the boss who doesn't understand technology and the way the world's going and that these changes have to be made. And so, you're absolutely right. Bosses and working for corporations and things like that definitely tie your hands behind your back.
Exactly. And I think that, with you helping people see that in what you're doing, that's really the bottom line, because I've had in corporate work that I did, I had to fight with the boss and tell him to take the business I was managing over because he wouldn't let me manage it. Mm-hmm. I had multiple businesses, and the one that he wanted to double the sales, I said, not with the manager you've hired for me. So anyway, that's exactly it. You create your own destiny as an entrepreneur or business owner, and I love your empire setup that you have established for your clients.
Thank you, Cindy.
You spend a lot of time helping people with lifestyle design?
Do I help people with lifestyle design?
Yeah. When like as a way of an exercise of getting kind of into the empire mindset.
Well, let me tell you this. It's so funny you ask. So when I first started my company, it was all about personal development. I had written books on personal development and created programs. The programs ended up getting into prisons and high schools and being taught, and I trained other people how to teach it and all that fun stuff. And I started out as a life coach, and I realized I'm not a very good life coach because I'm the type who, if you come to me and say, my life's not working out because, every time I eat peanut butter, I get sick, but I just can't stop eating peanut butter. And I'm going to say, well, stop eating peanut butter. And then you don't, well, then I can't help, just stop it. My life coaching skills is not soft enough and patient enough. So I loved that I had
that's good.
Yeah. So you have to know what you're good at and what you're not. Sometimes we're like, ooh, I want to be a life coach. And then you start doing it. And if you're not good, you got to be able to go, okay, I'm tapping out of that one. But that's one reason I love the program, because the program taught them, and I didn't have to do that one-on-one work. But what happened, how Transform really blew up and came about, is because I was so successful in that area, not life coaching, of course, but developing the programs and doing all of that. That's when people are like, how did you do that? How did you write the book? How did you develop the program? How did you get it into a prison and into a high school? And that's where I was like, oh, well, let me help you. Then they told their friend. And before I knew it, all these people wanted my help. And I said, well, shoot, this is a business. I'm going to start charging. Here we are 5 years later.
And that's how it works, folks. We want you to stick around in just a few moments. After a little commercial break, we're going to come back. We're going to hear more from Elena Rahrig, who is telling us about how to turn your business into an empire and why it's important to do it and how it's going to change your life and your perspective. We do want you to stick around. If you want to check out some past episodes, go to the imaginemoresuccess.net website where you can listen to some past episodes and check out some more great content. Please stay tuned.
Patty Conklin grew up in Brooktondale, New York with a unique ability. Unlike others, she could see how the vibration of words and emotions affected the physical body. She discovered how to release stored emotion and facilitate healing. This began today's Conklin method of cellular cleansing. The private practice grew with tremendous results, as did her reputation. More and more people sought her out, bringing her into the home for healing. She soon realized she could even teach this to others, and they could shift perception and thus prevent illness from occurring. Patty Conklin quickly became a frequent keynote speaker, and she developed a curriculum for teaching the Conklin method of cellular cleansing. For more information, visit pattyconklin.com. PattiConklin, PattiConklin.com, or call 404-474-0086. That's 404-474-0086.
Mission Evolution is dedicated to the well-being of the planet and animals, as well as the evolution of humankind. One major factor threatening all three is increasing toxicity. Heavy metals and other environmental toxins are poisoning our bodies, deteriorating our brains, blocking our spiritual connection, and shortening our lives. Yet these poisons are extremely difficult to remove. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, and I recently became aware of a product created from the marriage of nature and nanotechnology called Vitality. It's formulated from zoolite, whose crystalline structure binds toxins, gently carrying them out of the body. The light is only as clear as the window through which it shines. Clear your body, shine your light into the world. Visit vitalityhappens.com for a 20% discount. Enter code PATHHOME.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. In our previous segment, we were catching up with Elena Rahrig, who does some really fantastic work with helping entrepreneurs to move their business from a smaller business into the idea of an empire, so they have greater reach and more control over their lives, and really a big shift in mindset. Elena, something you hit on in the previous segment, I had a question about, which is, you were talking about how you didn't necessarily enjoy doing one-on-ones in one part of your business, but you found that you had created an offering for people who could kind of go at their own pace. Tell us a little bit about your experience with how each of those modalities helps not just the clients involved, but the person who's the entrepreneur creating them.
I'm not sure that I understand the question. I'm so
sorry. About that. No, I'm sorry. As an entrepreneur, if you're working one-on-one with someone, what kind of benefits do you get as an entrepreneur in that particular type of coaching? And then what type of benefits do you get as an entrepreneur working with groups?
Okay, so are you talking personal development or the business aspect?
The business aspect.
The business. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. That's where we left off talking about the program I developed, personal development. So that's where the confusion
Sorry
came.
About that. Yeah.
No,
sorry.
My apologies. Oh, for business, the group stuff, we have a mastermind group, and that's phenomenal because you get to log into a membership website. You get all the academies. One of the things I did all along the way was record everything I did, all the resources I've used along the way that's helped me. I just got done right before this adding a new resource that I found that would help. So I'm constantly adding stuff to this membership website. In fact, there's over 600 videos or pieces of information that you need inside there. And to be able to get in there and, oh my gosh, I want to write a book. That entire academy is in there. Marketing your book, public speaking academy, coaching and consulting. I mean, just it goes on and on. I have well over 10 academies inside there. Plus our members teach, and those are in there. So the mastermind group is phenomenal and only $35 a month, which is unheard of. And I get scolded for having it that low, but they have all that. But then the group part, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., we have a group meeting, and each Tuesday it's a different style of meeting, and the networking that comes into play, the masterminding that happens. If none of our members ever get stuck in their business, I'll tell you that much, because throughout all of our members, if one of them need help with something, another member is able to help them. And we don't nickel dime each other going, oh, well, I'll help you, but it's this much. We're on a call together going, hey, this is how you do that. We'll screen share and show each other things. So nobody's ever stuck. So the group part is awesome. The one-on-one, that is great too. I love working one-on-one when it comes to building an empire. As we discovered a few minutes ago, not so much one-on-one life coaching, but business, absolutely love it, because I am able to look into someone's business and find their residual income. And that's a huge part of creating your empire, to get you to stop working, but the money's still pouring in. So residual income is huge. And a lot of people hire me just to work one-on-one with them to help them set up the entire residual income platform. So for an example, I wake up every single morning and I get emails saying, you received money. And it's like, well, if I want to take the day off, I can, because that residual income is there. So I love one-on-one work. A lot of times, not a lot of times, but sometimes we have to go back and do rebranding and really just kind of start from scratch. Sometimes we can just go right in and add to the company and build it so it becomes that empire.
Fascinating.
So when would you say would be a good time to rebrand?
Not every company needs it, but most of them do, because here's what's happening. When somebody says, I want to quit my 9-to-5, I want to become an entrepreneur, you have a lot of new entrepreneurs, and it's the blind leading the blind. And so one of the things I show people, do a Google search and find, or just pay attention to some of these entrepreneurs, pay attention to their logo or the URL for their website or their company name. It is forever long. It's almost like they're trying to explain their entire business in the company name, or explain the entire business in a logo, where if we look at these empires, Nike uses a check mark. We have entrepreneurs paying hundreds of dollars for somebody to design them this elaborate logo, and it's way too much. Nobody can remember it. But Nike, they knew where it was. They said, you know what? Everybody will remember this black check mark. Another thing is, we can turn this black check mark into any color and people still know it's Nike. You look at Target. It's a circle with a dot in the middle. Who do you have to pay hundreds of dollars to create that, right? Come on. McDonald's.
That's a great example.
McDonald's is the letter M. So sometimes it's going, okay, listen, your logo is just, no one's remembering it. It's too much. We need to make it an X or something. Make it really, really simple. And we also have to look at the company name. I got a new client yesterday that we're starting from scratch and rebranding and doing all of this. And her website URL was her first and last name with 3 more words after that. And I'm thinking, 1, people can't spell these words. 2, who's going to remember it? And second, you don't need all of that, because you're not explaining your business in your URL. And she goes, well, how will people know what I do? I said, first off, people are going to visit your website because they already know what you do and they want to learn more. So your website, your URL does not have to be, you really want it really short as you can, or just easy words for people to spell to the point. So sometimes we do have to go back and just redo all of that.
Yeah, I could completely see the value in that. And do you spend a lot of time, do you find you spend a lot of time when you're working with clients stripping things away in general?
Yeah, there are definitely things that I like to throw away. So we're gonna delete that and pretend it never happened and pretend it never existed. But a lot of times it's also looking at what their offers are and restructuring them. And a lot of times they'll come to me and say, well, I have 4 packages. And how many have you sold? None. Why? 1, it's way too complicated. It's way overpriced. I know that there's a lot of coaches out there and they're like, oh, it's $5,000 for 6 weeks with me. Really? I can go get Tony Robbins for $5,000. You just quit a 9-to-5 last month. I'm not paying $5,000 for you. So you really have to I know everyone out there wants to just jump right into life coaching or business coaching and charge thousands of dollars, but you have to know your place. And that's what a lot of these entrepreneurs don't know. I mean, I've seen one recently wants to charge $15,000 for you to fly to her and spend a weekend with her. Well, again, I can do that with Tony Robbins for that much, So it's just a matter of being realistic of where you're at and growing into the empire status gracefully instead of trying to stomp your way there immediately.
I'm a big proponent of that as well. I do think that you really need to be able to deliver on any promises that you have, and you have to do it by way of experience and past results to be able to do it before you throw up like some crazy price tag. And, I'm always glad to hear people say that, because that's what's, I understand that people, they need to do business, they need to make money, and it's really important. But yes, you have to have the skill set and the track record to be able to charge a lot of money, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, and with the people that are overpriced, they're pricing themselves out of the market.
Oh, they really are. They really are. And I teach my clients too to pay attention. One, pressure sales, run. If someone tries to pressure sales me, I will not hire them, because a pressure sales says that they don't care about me. You'll hear some people out there say, they'll make fun of the person who says, well, let me talk to my husband and I'll get back with you. And they'll say, oh, why do you have to talk to your husband? Oh, you don't even care about my marriage? You don't care if I upset my husband? Like, I'm not working with you.
But that's a good thing they do that, because then people know who they are, and that's probably not the best person for them to hire.
Absolutely. Like when I'm talking to someone and saying, you know what, this ordeal right here is going to cost you, I don't care if it's $1,000, a low end something. I'm like, it's $1,000. And I'll say, you know what, talk to your spouse and get back with me. And they're like, no, I'm ready. I said, well, you may want to talk to I care about your marriage. I don't want anyone to get upset here, and I show them I really care about them and their well-being. So pressure sales, absolutely not. Run. There was another one I wanted to discuss too, and it escaped me. I don't know, but there's just, was the other one, is when you go to someone's website and you see these great reviews and great testimonies. You know what? We all know that y'all are quitting your 9 to 5 and you're calling up your friends going, hey, would you write me a review? And your friend's like, of course, I have your back. I'll write you a review. So then it's on your website, and some newbie comes along and looks at your website and says, wow, look at these stock photos of this beautiful woman and this amazing review she left. Well, I tell my clients, you know what? Ask for those reviews, ask for their contact information, and have a chit chat with them.
That's a great idea.
Find them on Facebook and say, hey, I saw you left a review on so-and-so's website. Would you mind talking with me or telling me more about your experience? And then come with a list of questions, freaking interview that person. And you know what? You'll see maybe a red flag is mentioned, or you'll realize maybe they don't really have a story to tell, that they really never worked with that person.
Wow.
You can find out, because there's so many people getting ripped off by these entrepreneurs who they have an amazing storefront, right? The website's beautiful, their presence is beautiful, but they don't know what they're doing. So you need to protect yourself, your finances, your marriage, and all of that, and make sure you're hiring the right way.
That is some tremendous advice. We definitely want to continue with that when we come back, because that's some really great advice for people who are looking to hire coaches. Do stick around. If you want to check out some of our past episodes, go to imaginemoresuccess.net, where you can gain access to our past episodes and listen to some other really incredible interviews that we had with some top business experts. And stick around just a few minutes. We'll be back with Elena Rahrig in just a moment.
Audience, if you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradio.tv. www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Join Patty Conklin and Healing Within Radio each week. More than entertainment, Healing Within offers educational, useful tools for everyday life. Listen for help overcoming fear, anxiety, and depression. Patty knows about eliminating cancer, MS, dementia, Parkinson's, and a host of illnesses that we face every day. Life can be good. Life is good. All you need are simple tools to start changing your life. Start right now by visiting pattyconklin.com, PATTICONKLIN. No matter where you are in the world, you can work with Patty through Skype, phone, or in person, visiting one of her retreats in Georgia. Visit pattyconklin.com today or call our offices at 404-474-0086. That's pattyconklin.com or call 404-474-0086.
Coming soon to the X Zone Broadcast Network is A Different Perspective with me, Kevin Randall, as your host. We'll be taking a close look at what is happening in the world of UFOs today with side trips into the paranormal. Guests will range from those who are household names to those who have a different perspective on a variety of topics. No topic will be taboo, but there will be tough questions asked as we all search for the truth about UFOs, the paranormal, and those things that excite us. Sometimes we'll agree with a guest and sometimes we won't, but we'll try to keep the program topical. For those of you who would like to read, be sure to visit www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com and remember to listen to the other fine programs on the X Zone Broadcast Network at www.xzbn.net.
You're back on the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. Today we've been talking with Elena Rahrig, who is the CEO of Transform International, eTransform International. And Elena's been enlightening us with some really wonderful information about how you can move from having a business into creating an empire and what a shift in thinking and a shift in blueprint will create for you in your life. Elena, earlier you were giving us some tips on how to kind of avoid some of the shyster coaches out there, but we want to talk a little bit about how to find the people that can really make a big difference in your life who are doing coaching and helping people.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What are some of your tips for picking someone to work with?
One, word of mouth is where it's at. I know that in the past, Facebook ads and these different types of marketing is what people have tried. And the one thing with marketing, let's talk about email funnels as an example. When email funnels first came about, I'm guessing we're probably pushing about 10 years that they've been around, maybe less. But when they first came around, they were huge and they worked. And a lot of people made a lot of money from having email funnels. But when everybody starts doing something, the product or the way of doing it loses value. So we're in a space now where email funnels can work. However, it's harder to get them to work because people, I mean, we had this conversation yesterday, the generation below me, the younger generation, they were telling me they have about 5 emails each. One of them is for junk mail. So in other words, if they want something that you're offering on your website that's free, they're putting their email in that's going to their junk mail, grabbing what they need and then moving on. And then they have another email for the stores. Like they actually have 5 emails for different reasons. So we know that this isn't as effective. And so some of the marketing tips that were great and that were done through social media and different things like that, they're not working like they used to. So I've actually created an academy. It's in the middle of being created. I'm about 10 lessons in out of 60 some, if that tells you anything. But it's called Make Money Without Marketing. And it is a matter of growing your business word of mouth. And if you really want to grow it word of mouth, then you can follow these ways. And I recorded the way I do business, the different things that I do, and each one is about 5 minutes long or short, and it gives you exactly what you need to learn, and then put it into practice, and then move on to that next one. And you'll watch your business grow without pouring a ton of marketing dollars into your business.
Well, I love that. Yes, it is brilliant. But one of the things I wanted to say was, even if you get referrals for people, I got caught up with that and got a referral. And even though the promise was there, the delivery wasn't. So just a heads up, even if you get a referral, you still want to do your due diligence and check the person out.
Absolutely. My thing is before you're going to just hand over thousands of dollars to someone, start small. You know, if they have a book, trust them enough because it's a referral, buy their $25 book, right? Yeah. And see if you like that. Really check out their website. Again, go to the reviews and reach out to some of the people who wrote those. And really, again, yeah, like Cindy said, do your due diligence. There are some great coaches out there. And really, I think the conversation today is that we trailed off a little bit on is really trying to protect some people out there. And also, though, as a business owner wanting to become an empire creator, know that we're out there teaching that stuff. So make sure all your ducks are in a row. So when someone comes to you and says, hey, can I talk to one of those people who left your review? Know that could possibly happen. And so really make sure that we're doing things pretty much by the book.
Yes, exactly. Karma, right?
Yes. Or you know what? Stick with people like Cindy Hendricks because all her referrals are awesome. She's awesome. And just hire her.
Seriously, great advice.
You're so sweet, Elena. I really appreciate that.
That's so true.
Now you had a story to tell on how you help someone with some great tips.
Yeah.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I have lots of great stories. It's so funny. Every time I do an interview like this, they're always like, tell us a success story. And I can never pick just one. Yeah, there's so many, and it's so beautiful to watch. And I remember my first success story. This woman, she didn't need me anymore. She's traveling all over and she's speaking and she has her book and her book sells like crazy. She's constantly printing new books and she's getting thousands of dollars for coaching. And, and I started her off small, like, no, you're charging about $50 an hour because that's what you're worth right now. You need to build up into those higher, and she didn't like me doing that, but, I helped her but she's off and running. And I remember my heart was broken when she didn't need me anymore. I thought she was mad at me, or I thought that like something went wrong. And another person came along. She's like, no, you did your job. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did, didn't I? So but we're still connected to this day. She actually hired me to come speak at her event recently. So that was awesome.
So you got to let them fly out of the nest, Elena.
I know. I want him to be my friend forever. And it's like, no, it's business. They have to leave, so I get empty nest syndrome a lot when it comes to business.
Yes, we love our clients, don't we?
We do. And I try to say keep business, and friends, but we really end up having such a great time. You fall in love with your clients, so.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of great stories like her. Even the small ones though, someone who comes to me, I have the babiest of all baby entrepreneurs right now who just came to me, and I was talking to her about, okay, so who's your target audience? Who's your ideal client? She's like, what does that mean? I'm talking baby entrepreneur. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do your client avatar. Well, what is that? You know what? She just finished her client avatar. She's so much more clear on exactly who is her ideal client, how to write her marketing pieces. And that to me is a huge success because I know she can do that. She can do the next thing I'm going to have her do.
Yeah. So Elena, for our listeners out there, could you explain what a client avatar means and how to do it?
Absolutely. I actually have a worksheet on it if anybody wants it. It's for my members only. It's in the membership portal, but I will give it to you if you email me at info@etransforminternational.com. But a client avatar is saying the best way for me to describe it is this, Cindy, and new entrepreneurs need to do it this way. People are not going to know who their ideal client is, because that's what a client avatar is. And you can have, I always say, start with 3 to 5 of creating these. It's really a buyer persona. It's okay, here we're gonna say that house moms really need to hire me. So, and not me, this is an example, but a house mom really needs to hire me. So we're going to go find a picture online of a house mom, and we're going to print her off so we can look at her. But now we're going to say everything we know about her. She loves to take walks in the park. She's a personal development junkie. She loves to study. What keeps her up at night? What ticks her off? What makes her cry? We want to know everything there is to know about this woman. So now we have her, but that's not our only ideal client. We also like to work with men. So now we're going to find a man, and maybe he's a corporate business person. So we're going to find a picture of that and print it off. We're going to learn everything there is to know about this man. So once we know everything about our buyer personas, our client avatars, our ideal clients. They're all the same thing, okay? Once we understand that, we can now take that information and write our marketing pieces. So if one of the qualities is our person doesn't even know where to begin, guess what? We're going to write that in our marketing piece, because that's our ideal client, our client avatar.
I think I think it's really important too to kind of put you in a place of empathy and understanding for the people that are going to then show up, because when those types of people show up, then you have a better understanding of where they are and how to get them where they want to be.
Good point.
Absolutely. Well, I started to say this a second ago and I trailed off somewhere else. But one of the things, when I have a new client who's no one's ever hired them yet, so they don't have a clue who their client avatar is. So what I have them do is send them to someone who they think would be their ideal client, like send them the client avatar worksheet that I will give to anybody who wants it, and have them fill it out. Or maybe at least one person hired you. Then that's your ideal client, because that person hired you. So go back to that one person who hired you and say, hey, would you fill this sheet out for me? And then you just created your buyer persona, client avatar around that one person. Because if that one person hired you, there's hundreds more just like that one person.
Yeah, great point. Very good.
Well, and that's a great point to start when you're working on marketing, is to understand who you want to market to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The client that I'm dealing with now, unfortunately, she had no clue who her client avatar was. But after learning about her business, I said, I would totally hire you. Once she knows more of what she's doing, I will hire her. I know it's in my future to hire her. So wow. I filled out the client avatar sheet for her and says, I am one of your buyer personas. So go find thousands more people just like me. Here's the sheet. I filled it out for you.
That is really cool.
She had to love that. Oh my gosh.
She did.
Did you see the light bulb go off?
She sure did. And I've actually done that for 3 people so far, just in the last few months.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
Nothing
cool.
like getting it together.
When we come back in just a moment, we're actually going to hear more from Elena Rahrig today. She's got a really tremendous gift she's going to be sharing with you today as well, and we're looking forward to hearing about that. So stick around in just a few moments. We'll be back on the Imagine More Success radio show.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide. They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Elena Rahrig, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world, interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Memorable dynamic presentations are a not-so-secret weapon in the business world. Do you have a powerful message that must be shared, but you haven't found a way to deliver that message? Do you want to be known as a top public speaker who gets amazing results? Are you ready to create and deliver your powerful message? Thomas Hides can help you create and deliver your speech to get the results you desire. Visit iconquality.com.
Did you expect your business to flourish, but instead it plateaued or didn't get off the ground yet? Would you like to achieve massive goals and discover new sources of income within your business? When you're ready to experience that type of success with fast results, Cindy Hendricks is the business coach for you. Her work with entrepreneurs and business owners has been life-changing. To get you and your business where you want to be, go to imaginemoresuccess.com.
Has the fear of public speaking stalled your business or personal life? What would you give to develop and maintain supreme confidence? Have an invaluable private program to always perform at your best. Imagine how you would feel. You can have all that and so much more today with Thomas Hides' life-changing course called Number One Fear Unleashed. Visit numberonefear.com and be liberated from your fear of public speaking.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show. We're so glad that you've stayed with us today. We've had a really fun time speaking with Elena Rahrig, who's given us some really great insight on how to find a coach that works for you, and more importantly, how to take your business from a place of just being a business to being an empire, and how that shift in mindset and in planning can make a huge difference in how you drop a blueprint to create the business and life that you'd like to have. Elena, you've done lots of great work with entrepreneurs in many different aspects of what they do. You're offering a really cool service right now, also for authors, and that's a big part of being an entrepreneur quite often. Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing there.
Yes, for authors, I spent the last 5 years or more having a publishing company, which I am keeping the publishing company because my clients love that. But I was doing the editing and all the work that goes into books. Well, as my empire has grown, I'm not going to be grounded to my computer anymore and doing that type of work. So I did transform myself into a writing coach instead of the actual editor publisher side of things. So super excited. Already have clients who I'm helping them write their books and really teaching them how to write, how to outline the book, how to lay it out. They get a workbook and they get a book that goes with that workbook. And we spend some time together every week just getting their book written and ready to publish.
Cool. Have you found it to be pretty rewarding work?
I have a love for books. My dad started paying me at 12 years old to read books of his choosing, which is why I know everything about business and why I do what I do. Unfortunately, I'm not the 9 to 5. I tried that. I actually wanted to be like that. I was like, man, this 9 to 5 has to be easier than entrepreneurship. I'm going to give it a try. I didn't last but a week and thought, this is crazy. Entrepreneurship might be hard, but I'm going back. But because of the way that I was raised, I have this love for books. I mean, I'm a little psycho about it. I even love the way they smell, the way the pages feel. Like, you're not going to get me on one of those iPad things and scroll through a book. I need to touch the book. So it's very rewarding for me, especially like when I wrote my first one, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm an author. And so I know that feeling. I know that feeling when you get your book in the mail for the first time and you get to hold it in your hands. And I remember like going live on Facebook like a psychomaniac, like, oh my gosh, look at this book, I did this. And so to be able to do that and help other people experience that it's undescribable. I mean, it's amazing to be able to help.
Yeah, I think people get a tremendous
well.
thing out of that.
Yes. Yeah. And so tell us about your gift.
So my gift is the mastermind group. We're giving 10 away. So the coupon code is set for the first 10 who plug it in. Now I might reset it. We'll see. But I don't know when I'll reset it to refill it for another 10. But the first 10, if you go to transformmastermind.com and you click on the join tab, first off, stay on the home page and read about the group. And then click on the join tab. You can read more about the group. You're going to get your first month free inside. So it's only $35 a month anyway. So if you decide you want to stay, I know you're going to be able to afford it because it's pizza and a 2-liter of pop on a Friday night, right? So we keep it affordable. And you're going to get that first month free to come try it out. And so when you click on join and you add it to your shopping cart, at checkout, you're going to type in the coupon code, all lowercase, all one word, 1 month free. When you type that in, it's going to charge you $0. And then a month from the day you sign up, it will charge you $35 unless you cancel.
That's a really cool deal.
Yep, that will get you into the membership website where you get all my academies. You even get all my books on PDF for free. And you also get to join in our weekly calls.
Don't you love technology? That is fabulous.
I love technology.
What an amazing way to reach out and to be able to connect with so many people who have tremendous experience and who are working. While you're not wearing the exact same thing, everyone is building that empire. They'll have that same mindset. That's pretty cool.
Well, and Elena has some fantastic people in her group. And I know that you'll enjoy checking it out. So be sure to jump on that free first month.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome. And so also, I wanted to be sure that you shared about your new endeavor.
Yes, we're super excited. So with building an empire, there's constant transformations and constantly adding new components and getting rid of old. So I want to say that before I share with you this big surprise, this big thing where we're headed for 2020. I keep losing my train of thought. I don't know. My brain's dead today. But no, here we go. I'm back. It's back. So don't don't be saddened by change. Don't get upset when you are ready. If you get tired, sometimes like we talked about, I've been editing books and I found myself going, I don't want to edit books anymore. And I thought, man, am I missing is a piece of me missing because I have a love for books. Why don't I want to edit books anymore? But it took me over a year to make the decision to stop doing it. So let that happen. I wish I would have done it sooner because what I was doing is not allowing my empire to grow larger. And because I was boggled down with editing books. So as it's growing, and I'm super excited, getting out of that and freeing up all this time and adding new components. Cindy, we are now going to be printing our own books. We are in the process of buying all the printing machines to be able to print books for our clients. And the reason,
wow.
Yes, I'm so excited because the reason I made the choice to do this, and it was actually a quick choice. I'm learning to make these kind of decisions quicker, but all the printing companies that I've always used to print my clients' books in the last year have doubled their prices.
Wow.
And they're doubling the shipping, which is crazy. Like the one client wanted to order 1,000 books and they wanted to charge him $645 for shipping. And I knew that was not good because I was like, that's not even right because I can check to see what that should ship for. So they're actually making money off the shipping now too. And I thought, this is crazy. I'm not going to rip my clients off. And I searched high and low for a printer. The thing is, they're all raising their prices, which I get prices need to be raised, but it is really, really crazy amounts that they're raising it. So I said, you know what? I want to keep these prices low for my clients. I have a ton of people I print books for. I'm buying my own machine and I'm going to keep this cost low for them. So that's exactly what we're doing. And we're working with the manufacturer right now to get a machine over to the office.
That is really cool.
I am so excited, especially since I have 12 books to print.
Yes, I will be printing a lot of your books. So to give people an idea of what we're thinking with this is I've always been able to print client books for around $250 to $350 a book. And now they're charging $4 or $5 a book. So we are going to spend the first year and we're going to do it at $2.50 a book for the first year. And then after that, so we know we may end up breaking even or not making as much as we want the first year, but we really want to show people our capabilities and allow people to give us a try with very little risk. And then, we'll figure out our profit margin and stuff like that for the second year.
Yeah, and the quality. I mean, most people who have books want a reasonable quality so they can check you out. And when the quality's there, they'll know they can come back and print, all their books or a large quantity.
Well, absolutely, Cindy. And you know what? You know how I know the quality's there? The printing companies that I used to print with, they've given me tours of their facility. So I know what machines they use, and I found the exact same one.
Bet they won't be doing that anymore.
That's incredible.
Probably not.
Well, it's a big step, and that's a great offering, I think, to be able to help people with, to be able to not only to write the book, but then even help them print it, and to have that kind of personal relationship with someone that you're creating something so personal with, I think is extraordinary.
Yes, especially at that price, so more authors can have affordability.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is people ask me why the mastermind group is so cheap and I should be charging $1,000 a month. And it's like, you know what? I always said, I will never forget where I came from. No matter how big I get, no matter how much money I make, I will never forget when $35 a month seemed like a lot of money to me. When printing a book for $4 seemed way more expensive than $2.50. So when you're ordering them in bulk, if you want 100 books, $250 versus $400 is a big difference. So I will never forget that there are people who just need a break, and I want to be that person to give them that break.
That's wonderful, but it's also the thought of the Ford versus the Tesla. The Ford was created for mass quantity for people and was affordable, and of course the Tesla is over 6 figures or 6 figures plus.
Yes.
So how can people connect with you, Elena?
Well, the first thing is to go to transformmastermind.com. They can click on that contact page. They can find me on Facebook, but I will say if you send me a Facebook Messenger, sometimes I miss them because I get a lot of them, and sometimes it's overwhelming. So I kind of miss that. But you can connect with me on Facebook, and my phone number, it's the business line is 567-259-6454. And a text message to the business line is going to be your quickest way. And also I have an email, info@etransforminternational.com.
Elena, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a real pleasure to have you here. Thank you for sharing with our listeners how they can really upgrade their business and change their mindset to take them to new heights within their business and their personal life. We look forward to hearing more from you. We do recommend you check out Elena's website, as well as go ahead and cash in on that free gift as well. And we'll have information on that where you can see all of our past episodes at imaginemoresuccess.net. And if you want to find out how you can make more money in your business and learn how to create new products for you to make more money, go to findhiddenmoney.com, where you can learn from Cindy and I. And we just want to wish you a great week, and we want to encourage you to realize your dreams and to imagine more success.